Hey investors, February has been a fabulous month for the eToro fund so far. A lot of our stocks are doing well. Some of our stocks are finally getting their due, and others are benefiting from the short squeeze we saw a few weeks back. Overall, I'm pleased with this portfolio of high quality stocks. But I'm always also on the lookout for other high quality stocks to add. Let's look at the results for the month and for the year so far. So this has been the result so far. We're up about 10% plus for February, and overall for the year to date we are up around 10% plus as well. Our risk score has also dropped to 4, so this should help show future copiers that this profile or this portfolio is a safe portfolio. We don't gamble and we don't take big risks. We try to take calculated risk, and we bet on high quality stocks and companies, and we own them for the long term so that we can compound our wealth. Now let's take a look at the portfolio. So this is how the portfolio is currently. You can see the stock over here, and you can see the percentage it holds in the portfolio over here. So some of our bigger stocks actually have not done so well this year so far, like Amazon and Intuitive Surgical. They're basically almost flat for the year. But some other stocks have really exploded, like Baozun. I always knew that Baozun was undervalued, and I've been saying this since I bought it or I added to it in September or August of last year. At that time, I expected it to rise significantly during its secondary listing in Hong Kong, because I thought the Hong Kong market will appreciate it more. But it turns out Baozun was being shorted a lot, so that was putting downward pressure on its stock. So recently, when the short squeeze for GameStop happened, Baozun also skyrocketed. It went up 35% in one day. So that's why it's important to hold these stocks long term. Even missing one day of returns can seriously jeopardize the total return of owning that stock. Other stocks that have been pretty much stagnant so far this year are Facebook and MasterCard, and maybe Adobe as well. So despite the fact that some of the bigger holdings in the portfolio have not done so well so far this year, like Amazon, Intuitive, Facebook, and so on, some of the other stocks in this portfolio have done very well. So that's what has pulled up the portfolio overall. But I'm quite confident for the rest of the year and the next few months, because some of these bigger holdings like Amazon, Intuitive, and so on are going to come roaring back, I believe. So this makes the portfolio overall balanced in my view, compared to a somewhat overvalued market in general. So even if you copy today, I think you still have a good chance of getting good returns this year with this portfolio. Other stocks that have done very well so far are PayPal, Teladoc. I've been quite impressed with PayPal. I've always liked it more than Square, and I think that its size will help it gain a significant competitive advantage over Square. So I'll continue to hold it. I think Teladoc has the chance of becoming a world leader in telemedicine. So that's one of the reasons why I'm bullish on it. And when I first bought it, it was comparatively cheaper than some of the other high-flying coronavirus stocks or growth stocks like CrowdStrike and Fiverr. So that's why I prefer to own Teladoc. Some of the other stocks are doing well too, like Microsoft. Intel has also done well this year so far. Intel was more of a value play, and I'm glad to see it doing well. I think Uh, I think the concerns over Intel were overblown. I don't think the previous CEO did that bad of a job. But anyway, with the new CEO, who's a top engineer and a Intel veteran, I think Intel has a good future ahead of it. And also the fact that we're having a chip shortage, and a lot of the other chip players don't have their own fabs, so they can't manufacture their own fabs like AMD, Nvidia, Qualcomm. I think that will play to Intel's advantage this time, because now it has its own fab and it can make its own chips as well. Illumina has done well. Illumina was my play on genomics, basically. It's the world leader in gene sequencing. And I believe that future medicine will require more gene sequencing as we look towards gene editing to cure diseases. I think Illumina has a bright future. I'm also keeping an eye on Pacific Biosciences, which focuses more on long read sequencing. But I think Illumina is also starting to develop its long read sequencing, and is a much bigger company with bigger resources. So I feel more confident in Illumina than Pacific Biosciences at the moment. I like Docusign, and I just like the fact that we are fighting against pen and paper and trying to go digital. And I think Docusign is leading that charge in terms of e-signature and document management. Adobe is also a great play on this, but I think Docusign is more of a pure play on the e-signature and digital documentation market. But you can see that Docusign is a much smaller percentage of the portfolio, because I think it's a bit expensive at the moment. Nvidia has also done well so far, and the stock, or rather the asset that has done the best so far this year, has been crypto. And crypto is something that I was not very keen on earlier, but I've been taken by surprise by how well Ethereum has done. Ethereum, I think, is the better play on crypto than Bitcoin. Basically, I think that Bitcoin plays on the greater fool theory. So for example, if I were to buy one Bitcoin at 46,000 or 47,000, I would need to find someone who's a greater fool than me to buy it at a price higher than that. I couldn't really do much with that one Bitcoin. But Ethereum, on the other hand, I can do a lot with one Ethereum. I don't have to just look for a greater fool to buy it. I can use it on the Ethereum network, and there are a lot of cool applications on the Ethereum blockchain network that I can use Ethereum for. So I think Ethereum has more utility than Bitcoin. But the hard part is trying to value it. So I will let the market tell me how to value Ethereum. I think if there are big dips in Ethereum, I may add to it. I'm also looking at Cardano, because many say Cardano is as good as Ethereum, although it doesn't have as big a network of developers as Ethereum yet. But if there's going to be a second Ethereum, it's probably going to be Cardano, I think, or maybe Polkadot. But I think Cardano has a greater network of developers than some of the other so-called Ethereum killers. But they're still quite a long way from having the scale of Ethereum. So my foremost bet will still be on Ethereum in the crypto market, and I'm looking at others as well. Of course, if Bitcoin falls heavily and maybe to 27,000 or 25,000, I may pick up a little Bitcoin as well. I have some cash in the portfolio, as you can see, and I'm looking at other opportunities as well. I'm looking to buy a few more companies. I'm looking at Akamai Technologies. Recently, it delivered its fourth quarter results, and the results were decent. It had about, I think, above 8% of revenue growth, and it's in a growing market, the content delivery network market. Basically, as more people stream stuff on the internet, be it videos or audio or games, more companies will need to use a content delivery network provider like Akamai. There's a lot of competition in the CDN market from Cloudflare and Fastly is another very popular stock in this field. But I think Akamai is much more reasonably valued. I'm also looking at Pfizer. I think Pfizer is probably a good and decently valued play in the pharmaceutical market. I generally don't invest in pharmaceutical companies, but because Pfizer seems quite decently valued and there seems to be more potential for upside than downside, I might invest in it. I'm also taking a look at IBM, but with the restructuring coming for IBM and the spin-off of the slower parts of the business, I'm still a bit undecided of what is the right price to pay for IBM. I probably expect at least another 5 or 10% decline in IBM before I'll be interested in it. So overall, I think the portfolio is doing well this year. I'm still very confident about all these other stocks that we own, especially our top holdings for the long term. So let me know your views on the portfolio. You can leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching and have a great day. So if you like what you saw in this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not, so for future updates. And if you like the general platform, the eToro platform, and you like the ability to copy good investors, I suggest you join the eToro platform. You can use my link in the description tab, and you can even get an extra $50 to start trading. So thank you for watching. I hope you took away some good points from this video. I hope you stay with us on this journey, this long-term journey, and we'll see you in the next video.